Hi, I'm Coach Pat from Gleasons Gymnastics, and this is our week 3 virtual advanced class. It will be coached by me. I coach the girls class, the advanced girls class, levels 1 through 10, and all Excel levels. And we will have one of our level 10s, Annalisa here. She'll be demonstrating for us. Please remember that by choosing to watch this video, you are accepting any and all risk that is involved in the sport of gymnastics, and make sure that your parent is present and helping you make sure that whatever areas you're using are safe and that they're assisting you and helping instruct you. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to follow along with Annalisa. We're going to start with our warm-up. Our warm-up is going to begin with 50 jumping jacks. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Good. And now we're going to do 50 mountain climbers. So she's going to get in push-up position, and she's going to bring her knees in front of her stomach like that in alternating fashion. So right leg, then left leg. We're going to do 50 on each side, or 50 total. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Good. And now we're going to do 10 candlestick straight jumps. Okay, so she's going to roll backwards to a candlestick position like that. Okay, feet are pointing straight up, hips are flat, and jump up. Okay, so we're going to do 10 of those. Ready? And 1, 2, flat hips, feet to the ceiling, arms by the ears. 3, if arms by the ears is too hard, you can do arms down at your sides. Okay, 4, do arms down at your sides on this one. No, yep, like that. Okay, so if by your head's too hard to get to candlestick, then you put your arms at your sides. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. All right, now we're going to begin doing some arm circles to warm up our shoulders. Ready? We're going to do 10 arm circles forward with both arms at the same time, followed by 10 arm circles backward, followed by 10 alternating arm circles in each direction. Ready? Forward arm circle, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and backwards, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now we're alternating. One hand goes forward, one hand goes backwards, just like that. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now she's going to swing her arms across her chest and backward. The arms are going to switch position. So one will be on top one time, then she swings back. The other one will be on top the next time. Ready? We're going to do 10 total. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And now we're going to do, see how she's standing in the straddles? She's going to reach through her legs, swing her arms up, and arch her back at parallel to the floor. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3. Move the torso. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And now we're reaching side to side, counting 1, 2, up to 10. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And now we're going to do a standing pike stretch, holding onto the floor. Okay, we're going to hold that for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we are going to squat down, turn sideways, please. And we're going to do an alternating Achilles stretch. Ready? We're going to do 10 reps on each side, then hold for 10, then repeat, then hold for 10, then do it one more time, and then hold both legs for 10. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. The held foot, the heel is flat to the ground. Make sure that you are able to get your heel flat to the ground. If you can't do that, then it's probably too far back. You might need to move it in a little bit, okay? Good, and alternate again. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heel flat. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both heels flat here, pressing them down into the floor, feeling the stretch in the back of the calves and the Achilles. And come on down. We're going to stretch our wrists for 30 seconds. We're going to do all directions. So she's on her hands and knees. Rock forward and backward. Turn the hands sideways and outward. Turn the hands inward, palms down. Forward and backward. Palms up, fingers in. Opposite direction. Facing each other, palms down. And good. Now we're going to do we're going to do a candlestick to a pike. And do 5 reps. On the 5th rep, we will hold. Ready? And 1. So reach forward past your feet without letting your legs bend during the pike. So right there. Candlestick is a good position. I want you guys working on a nice flat hip candlestick on every single one of these rollbacks. So that way when we do our handstand forward roll later, it's going to be a little bit easier for you to maintain the proper shape. I'm just going to hold it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and flex your feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it in a straddle. Ready? And go. So candlestick first. Straddle, reach forward. Good. Make sure you're not rolling the knees in. Keeping the legs straight. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And butterfly. So feet are together. Pressing the knees up and down. We're going to do it for 10 seconds. And then we're going to do a right leg lunge. Okay, so right leg is in front. The foot is out farther than the knee. Back leg is straight. Hips are square. Back is flat. And the butt is squeezed. 10 seconds. And now straighten the front leg, keeping the back leg the way it is. And we're going to reach forward past our front foot. Okay, we're going to hold that for 10 seconds. And now we're going to flex our front foot while still reaching forward past it. And now we're going to do a deep lunge. Okay, so both hands are on the inside of the front leg. Foot is still farther out than the knee. Good, and now we're going to slide out to a split. Ready? Set, go. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Okay, her left hand is forward and her right hand is back. That is opposition with the hands, okay? So that's what we're trying to do when we are in our split. We're trying to get our hands in opposition. Now reach forward and rock side to side. Okay, so she's trying to rock, get her left hip towards the floor. Reach out as far as she can. Back leg's not going crooked, still staying straight. Front leg stays straight as well during all splits, of course. And stop. And now we're going to do our left leg lunge. Okay, so we're going to repeat the same movements we just did, but on the other side. And begin. And straighten the front leg now. Reaching forward past the foot, trying to put your chin to your shin, pointing and squeezing the leg straight. And now flex. Still keeping the leg straight here, keeping the hips square, trying to get the hands flat on the ground, farther than the foot. And now we're going to go into our deep lunge. Both the hands are on the inside of the front leg. And now we're going to slide out to our split. We're going to do 15 seconds of the hands in opposition and 15 seconds of reaching forward and rocking. So remember, opposition, since she's on her left leg now, her left hand is behind her hip and her right hand is in front of her hip. And now reach forward and rock side to side. And stop. Good. Now we're going to go into our frog position. Okay, so both her knees are going to be bent at 90 degrees. She's going to try to keep a straight line from her knee to her hip to her other knee. Okay, we're going to hold this with our legs bent for 15 seconds. Then we're going to straighten both legs into a center split. We're going to hold that for 15 seconds next, okay? If you need to do these on your elbows and you can't handle doing them with your chest on the floor, that's okay. And straighten the legs. So elbows on the floor is okay, but so is chest on the floor if you can do it. Okay, of course, we're still keeping our knees and our feet and our hips all in a straight line and squeezing our legs straight. And stop. Go ahead and we're gonna lie on your back. You're gonna do a table position, okay? So she's gonna have her hands on the floor. She's gonna press her hips up and her chest open, okay? Her fingers are facing backwards. Her knees are basically together. She should be squeezing her butt to help her flatten the hips out and stop. And now we're gonna lie flat on the ground. And I want to see elbows pointing towards the ceiling, heels by the butt, and fingers pointing towards the shoulders. And we're gonna press up to a bridge. We're gonna hold it for 10 seconds. If this is too hard for you, a simple variation of this would be to elevate your feet. So why don't you show us it on the floor well, show us on the bed, I guess. Okay, so she's gonna put her feet on the edge of the bed right here. Okay, so she puts her feet on the bed and she's gonna push up and that will help her to open her shoulders a little bit easier. Okay, now if you're really good at your bridge, come on down. If you're really good at your bridge, then, and you wanna give it a try on the floor, that's fine. You can do both if you'd like. If you're doing both, make sure you do them only for 10 seconds a piece and do a rock and roll in between, okay? Regular bridge on the floor, 10 seconds, ready, set, go. So it's all right to keep your legs bent if you need to. If you can do straight legs and push the armpits backwards like her, that's fine too. Come on down and rock and roll. We're gonna do 5 rock and rolls, knees to chest, grab onto the shins and just rock forward and backwards, looking at the knees. Okay, and when we're done with that, we're gonna stand up and we're gonna begin our floor stuff. The first portion of our floor stuff today is going to focus on handstands and skills that are going to be used from the handstand, different variations of the handstand that are used in levels 1 through 3 and in the advanced class as well. We're also going to focus on doing drills for cartwheels, which build towards having a better round off. Okay, so the handstand is the foundation of all gymnastics. It is the common denominator across all the events. It's on every event, and it is the most important skill. Okay, so that is why we are spending some time on it today. So first, she's going to do so what we're going to do when we do this floor circuit, we're going to do all of these exercises for 5 reps, 5 repetitions. So she's only going to demonstrate 1 in the interest of saving time, but after she demonstrates what we're doing, I want you guys to pause the video and you can have your parent assist you, or you can video yourself and watch what you're doing. Okay, so that way after we show you how it's done and make sure that tell you what to look out for, you can coach yourself and be coached on it at home. Okay, so our first exercise is the way to get into the handstand. So she's going to practice doing what we call a T drill. So she's going to do a step and a kick. Her arms are by her ears, go slow. And she's going to slowly go to a T position and then back, okay? So when she's doing this, as her hands come down, her foot is coming up evenly, almost like a seesaw. One side goes down, the other side goes up. It's a straight line all the way from her hands that are above her head and hiding her ears, all the way to her back foot, which is slowly lifting to start the lever into the handstand. Do it one more time, please. Freeze in the T. Freeze for 2 seconds. And hold. 1, 2. Good, okay? So you can either go into it and out of it, or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can do the 2-second hold, okay? Make sure you're stepping down and doing a crown finish after each one, and I want you guys to do 5 of those, okay? So now, our next version of the T drill is one step closer to doing the real handstand, and that is going to be a T drill all the way to a needle kick position, okay? So she's going to step and kick, and she levers all the way to the ground. Once again, she's keeping a straight line all the way from her hands that are going to the floor to her back foot that is lifting up behind her. Okay, so that is what we're trying to focus on there. Do it again with a pause on the needle this time. Step and kick and lever and pause. And good, and lever out. All right, so you can do either one or you can try both. We're going to do our straight line hold now. So this is a shaping drill for a handstand. Okay, so grab that. I know, you're always doing
Why
these.
does it have to be hidden?
I
did
forgot
like
it was over there.
50 times yesterday.
I know. Okay, so to make this more fun, we've decided to have a little water bottle challenge. So she is going to hold a straight line facing up, down, and in both sides. So what we're going to do to make it a little bit more exciting, because I mean, holding a straight line, well, I think working on handstand shaping might be exciting, and maybe she thinks it's exciting. Not everyone might share the same opinion. So to add a little bit of a challenge to it, we're going to ask you to place a water bottle or some sort of thing like that on your stomach, back and side during it, okay? You're going to try to balance it the whole time, okay? Why is it lying down?
Because it's unstable like this. So it doesn't stay up. This one's not like that.
Do you want it to be this one?
Sure.
Hey guys, did you know
Where's who?
Luke?
Are you talking about Groot?
No, I don't know.
And I don't know where it is.
I don't know, honey, but we're doing a class right now, so you gotta leave us alone, okay? Okay, thank you. All right, so that was our guest. It was my 3-year-old. Okay, so ready? Yes, guest Aria. Ready? So we're gonna lie on our back facing the ground. So her stomach, move this way a little more, or spread that back a little bit, make it a little bit further back. I want her stomach in the middle of her body, balancing above the area that is not supported, okay? And her goal is to be a straight line without dropping the water bottle. Ready? We're gonna hold this for 20 seconds. Ready, set, go.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, 3-year-olds.
Oh man. 9-year-olds.
All right, and now we're gonna do it on our side. Okay, so she's gonna face on her side. She's gonna try to avoid letting the hips dip. She's gonna balance the water bottle on the side of her hip. Holding for 20, ready, set, go. Should make sure you're squeezing your stomach, squeezing your butt, squeezing your legs. Make sure you're not dipping down. It shouldn't look like a V at the side, like that. We don't wanna do that.
That's when your water bottle drops.
Yep, that's why we have the water bottle there. The water bottle will help tell you if you are staying tight and straight, okay? And stop. And now we're gonna face down. Someone might need to help you with this one, so I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna put her on her lower back. Ready?
Thanks, friend.
There you go. And we're going to hold for 20 seconds. We're keeping the stomach in. We don't want to let the lower back arch. That's the main goal in this one. And stop. And now we're going to face the other way. Ready, set, go. And we're keeping the hips pressed up, legs tight, butt tight, stomach tight. All of our muscles are squeezing. Trying to stay in a straight line, trying not to pike at the hips. The head should be neutral. We don't want to duck the chin at all. And stop. Good. And so now, we're going to do a tucked handstand hold. Okay, so she's going to move that over there. What she's going to do is she's going to get into a tuck position on top of the block. So for you guys, I would recommend the things that work for most people, depending on how tall they are. And the way you'll be able to tell if it works for you is where your hips are in relation to the rest of your body once you get into it. The things that have worked for most of our girls have been chairs, couches, the arm of a couch, a bed maybe, depending on the height of the bed. Like this one would not work. It's way too short. That's why she's up here, okay? Make sure that when you get into it, go ahead and get into it. So her hands are a little bit away from the object, not too far though, and her knees are at the very edge. Her hips are directly above her head. Walk your hands farther out without, make it wrong. Walk your hands out far. Okay, this is wrong. That's not the shape we're looking for. That's not a handstand, and it's not a straight line from her hands to her shoulders to her hips. There's a shoulder angle. So we want to make sure our hands are close enough and our hips are far enough out that it shows a straight line from the ground to the hips. So it's basically a half of a handstand hold with a little bit of assistance from the block. Okay, so we're going to hold that. Ready? 20 seconds and go. And I want you guys to do this for 3 sets, okay? So I know I said 5 sets for other things, but for this particular skill, we're going to do 3 sets of 20 seconds, so a total of 1 minute held. In between your sets, I want you guys to stretch your wrists and take 30-second breaks. And stop. Okay, and now we're going to do just a regular old handstand, okay? So make sure that you have room for this. You have the room to do it safely. Things aren't in your way, and if you need help, this would be a good time for your parent to be there to assist you if needed, okay? So I'm gonna assist her just to show you guys how to do it, okay? So she's gonna go step and kick, handstand, I'm gonna spot her right here by the legs, okay? So I got her, I can control her, and then let them step out, okay? So you guys are gonna practice 5 of those, all right? If you are being spotted, try to have the athlete stop in the handstand briefly for, let's say, 2 to 3 seconds and try to correct their form. Make sure they're looking at their hands during the handstand, but the ears are covered. We should be pushing up as tall as possible and should be very tight, squeezing the legs, the butt, the stomach, pushing up through the shoulders. Okay, we don't want to see any arching or sagging at the lower back. The next exercise we're going to do will also require a spot because it is a more advanced version of a skill coming from a handstand. So, well, actually, first, we're gonna do a little drill for it. Okay, so just do a candlestick stand up. So this is similar to what we did earlier. This is the end of a handstand forward roll. Okay, so a handstand forward roll comes from a handstand to a candlestick and then stands up out of it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a pillow. So parents, you can grab a pillow. Put it down. Your athlete's going to put their hands like right around here. Okay, so when they fall through the handstand to candlestick position, they're on the pillow. Is this enough room for you to stand up? Enough room for you to stand up? There you go.
Oh, no,
Okay. Ready? And so you're gonna just slowly help them lower the candlestick and then stand up. Okay, so you're just gonna kind of pull up on their lower body just to make sure that they can safely roll with their arms straight. Okay, so let's do it actually one more time and review the arm being straight as we go from handstand to handstand. So handstand. Okay, the only thing that's gonna change here is she's just gonna let her shoulders close as she goes to candlestick right here. Okay, and then she does the candlestick stand up out of it. All right, so that is what we're looking for on that one. The next exercise we covered last week, and we're going to cover it again and build on a little bit. So I said about doing the bridge with your feet elevated before, so this is also a good way to start doing a bridge kickover. So she's going to go over here, put her feet up on the bed, and get into a bridge position. And she's just going to do a kick over. Okay, so she's kicking over with the good leg leading the way. If you're spotting your athlete, go ahead, do that. The main thing you want to make sure of is that you're supporting their upper back and pushing it backwards and up. Okay, so the shoulders are pushing this way, and you're pushing the leg over with the other hand. So this hand, your hand that's closest to the bed, is pushing the leg over. The hand that's closest to their upper body is pushing their shoulders backward, okay? Their shoulders must push in this direction for this skill to work. If their shoulders close back this way, that's when they can fall on their head, okay? So you need to make sure you have them by their upper back and you're supporting and pushing, okay? So if they're good at that, and they're able to do it alone, if they are doing it alone, you need to make sure that you're right there with your hands ready to catch or support or spot them if needed. But if they can do it alone and you guys feel comfortable, then we can try it from the floor, okay? Another area you can do it if you have one would be down a wedge. Like some people have a wedge in their house, maybe like rolling or back handstands or whatever. And going downhill would be another easy version, although it's the same as doing it here, which is basically you're at an advantage when you do it. Ready? So she's doing it on the floor. I'm spotting the same way.
Sorry, my foot got stuck under the bed.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you doing? So I'm pushing her shoulders backward and I'm lifting her leg over, okay? Same thing, do 5 of each one of those progressions. And then the next progression we're gonna do is for it's in the level 3 floor, okay? But this is gonna be an easier introduction to it. So it's a handstand to a bridge kickover, okay? So she's gonna do the handstand first, go ahead, handstand. So kick up the handstand, spot them, grab by the shoulders, and supporting the shoulders, keeping the shoulders open, just going to the bed, and then kicking over, okay? So the main thing to look for is making sure that the shoulders, as her legs contact the bed, the shoulders aren't collapsing this way, okay? That's why I have my hand across her shoulders like that. No, I wouldn't maybe necessarily normally spot an athlete that heavy, but I want you guys to make sure that you're doing you're giving them a very big spot. Do not assume that they need a light spot to start with. Start with a bigger spot and gradually regress as they show mastery of the element. Okay, and when you're doing it, once again, so I grabbed her with this arm. I should have grabbed her with this arm. Okay, so this hand should have been on her shoulder. All right, it's not like the biggest deal in the world if you want to spot on this side or spot on that side, but the main thing is supporting the shoulders, supporting the upper back, and then we're helping them kick over as well. Okay. So that's going to be all our stuff for the handstand today. So now we're going to move on to doing some cartwheel drills, which will be used to strengthen your cartwheel and to strengthen your round off, okay? So where can we do this one? It's the hurdle freeze against the wall.
I can put this up against the bed again.
Will it move? Why don't we do it against that wall right there? Just move that stuff out of the way. Okay, so this is working on our hurdle for our round off, okay? So she's gonna start in a lunge position. Okay, her left leg's gonna be in front in her lunge because she's gonna lift her right leg in front of her when she does her hurdle Okay, so she's gonna lift to a hurdle position, into the wall, and freeze, okay? Her eyes are peeking at her fingers, her ears are covered, her back leg is straight, and her front knee is bent at about a 90-degree angle. Okay, do it one more time. So left foot is in front because she's gonna raise her right leg up in front of her in the hurdle because she's a righty. Okay, so just like that, and we freeze. Okay, so I want you guys to do 5 reps of that, and I want you to make sure that you are freezing for 2 seconds on each one. Okay, so now she's gonna do a slightly different variation of it, okay? This one is about transferring from a run into that lunge position that is called it's a popularly referred to as a mountain climber position. Lunge or mountain climber position are both acceptable ways to refer to it. Trying to find a good angle for this. Okay, so move back a little more. I want you to do the hop, hop, hop lunge. Okay, so she's gonna be hopping 3 times. So hop, 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 lunge. Okay, good. Okay, so once again, do it one more time, please. She's, if you notice, she's on her left foot. She's hopping on her left foot, her right foot, her good leg's up in front of her, and she steps forward into her hurdle or to her lunge or mountain climber position. Once again, her arms are covering her ears. Now we're gonna do lunge to needle kick. Okay, so side here. So she's in her lunge, same lunge that she was just in. Okay, so when she's in this lunge, this is after her hurdle is done. This is the landing of the hurdle. This is when she's kicking over the top. Okay, so do it again. So right leg is in front, good leg's in front, and you're kicking with the back leg. It's just like our T drill to our needle kick that we did earlier, but much faster because this is supposed to turn over into a round off, okay? So unlike the T drill, which is slowly going to a controlled handstand, this is trying to increase momentum much more aggressively, okay? So now we're gonna go step to lunge to side cartwheel to straddle handstand against the wall. So we're gonna go over here because we have a better wall in here. And so, ready?
How did I start? Did I start a lunge?
Yes. So lunge position and kick up to a straddled handstand hold here against the wall. Okay, and rock a little bit side to side. Good, and come on down. Okay, so we're gonna do 5 of that. Okay, 5 of all of these cartwheel exercises. So the reason we're doing that side to side rock during our straddle handstand is because there's going to be a weight transferred in the cartwheel because you're putting your hands down one at a time. You don't want to put your hands down 2 at a time on a round off or a cartwheel, okay? It's a 1-2 hand placement to the ground. Arms are covering the ears the whole time, and then it will allow you to have a better push, okay? After that, I'll get the pillow in the hoodie or whatever. So this one we're going to work on. We're going to do a step lunge. For back knee is going to touch some pillows, okay, or a cartwheel, or not a cartwheel, pillows, or a hoodie, or a blanket, or something soft. Okay, so she's going to do her step lunge. Back leg in the lunge touches the soft object, and then from there she's going to perform a side cartwheel. Make sure you have enough space. Why don't you move it so it's in line with the tape line, so you can stay in the line. If you have like a little line, it would be nice to do the cartwheel on the line so the hands are actually side by side in a straight line here. So step, touch it, and hands on the line, and side cartwheel. Okay, very good. Okay, you guys are gonna do 5 of those. And our last thing that we're gonna do is harder. Here, take the pillow for this one. Or actually, you know what, let's do the same thing actually, and you can just fall back onto the bed. Because everyone has a bed, not everyone has a pit pillow. Okay, so she's gonna do the same thing, but the difference here is going to be she's going to do a cartwheel step in, okay? So she's just going to do a cartwheel. We're not going to fall in the bed yet. Okay, so same thing, touch it and cartwheel, step in. So the second foot comes into the first foot at the finish of the cartwheel, okay? Now we're going to do that one more time, okay? And this time, we're going to put our second hand down, okay? So instead of her putting her right hand down first, she's going to put her left hand down first, okay? And she's not going to put her right hand down at all. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, then you can grab the wrist of your second hand with your good hand, okay? And that'll make it a little easier versus just fully supporting yourself on one arm, okay? Ready? And so she's going to do second hand cartwheel step in, okay? Now we're going to do second hand cartwheel step in to a fall backwards onto the bed, okay? So she's going to fall backwards to a pike sit position on the bed, or what we call a coil position, okay?
You still want me to do the bottom?
Yep, far arm. So far arm, cartwheel step in, mountain climber, far arm, step in and fall back, okay? And the reason we're doing that is to practice getting our second hand down faster on our round off. The reason we do the step in is to practice the legs closing later, not earlier, so we can increase our rotation and turn over the round off more so our feet finish in front of us. And then we go backwards like she just did at the end of that. Obviously, if that was a round off, the rebound will be backwards. Maybe it'll be a no back handspring or something like that, okay? So these are just basic elements that will improve your round off, which will greatly determine how effective it is in the future for you connecting skills out of it, okay? These will help the cartwheel and the round off for every level of athlete. Every level works on these basics. So they're not too simple for anyone, okay? And I hope you guys spend a lot of time working on them, and when it's time to do a round off, you're gonna have an excellent foundation to work out of. All right, so now we're going to do vault next, okay? So take a 30-second drink break, and then we're going to begin vault, which will be our other event for the day. So today we're just doing floor and vault because we did kind of two portions of floor. We did like the handstands, and then we did the cartwheel round off drills. So it was almost like a double rotation of floor. All right, but we have a full rotation of vault, and we're gonna try some new things with you guys, and hopefully they will be effective and fun, and you'll enjoy them. All right, ready? So we're just gonna start by warming up our running. Now, you can feel free to do this running stuff outside if you want to, and if that is the case, then I recommend after we go through what we're about to do with the running stuff, you go ahead and write it down or pause or record it or whatever, or maybe you have it on your phone and you're watching outside and you just follow along out there. Okay, but we're gonna start with 1 minute of high knee run in place. Okay, ready, set, go. Okay, so she's running, getting the knees up, pumping the arms. Arms are bent at 90 degrees.
I miss when Mr. Nick did these.
Yeah, she was wishing Mr. Nick was here to run for her. I too enjoy Mr. Nick running. That's true. Sorry. All right, keep going, guys. Got about 20 seconds left. Ten more seconds. Good, and stop. All right, so our next running drill we're gonna do is going to be called butt kicks, okay? So turn to the side so we can see you're getting your heel up. Ready, and go.
He's
Good.
so hard on this mat.
I'm sorry.
He's like,
Yeah, the mat we have is a little squishy, so. But
friction.
yes, there's quite a bit of friction resisting her. But everyone has to deal with doing gymnastics at home right now, and just like you guys are dealing with it, we're doing it too. Okay, as you can see, this is in our house, and We're trying to use as many things that you may have in your own home as possible so that you guys can get the best workout that you possibly could, even despite the circumstances. Okay, so we got 10 more seconds of this, and then we're gonna run some sprints. And stop. All right, so we're gonna run 8 sprints. Okay, it's gonna be a total, so 8 sprints in 4 minutes. What it's gonna be is a 10-second sprint followed by a 20-second rest period. All right, so if you're outside, you run as hard as you can for 10 seconds, you rest for 20, turn around, run back the other way, 10 seconds, rest for 20. Okay, if you're inside, you just pump your arms and pump your knees as fast as you can for 10 seconds, then rest for 20.
I can go run out the hallway.
Do you really want to do that?
No.
All right. We're gonna start with 10-second sprint. Ready, set, go. And stop. And now we're resting. You're breaking the song? I feel like I might. All right, we got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and sprint, go. Keep it going. And stop. Good, and we got our 20-second rest period. That's 2 down, 6 to go.
You've tempted me now. I kind of do want to break into song, but
You can go ahead.
I'm good.
Maybe after the next sprint. After the next sprint, she's going to sing for you guys briefly.
No.
3, 2, 1, and go. Stop.
Sounds like I'm breaking that thing over there. I don't even know what's making that noise. Must be this.
Oh, yeah, just leave it there.
It's your door.
Yeah, we got 7 seconds to sprint again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And stop.
You know what I could break into?
What?
A vault.
Yeah, you'd like to break into a vault?
Yeah, I'd rather break into a vault than break into something.
Well, we'll be vaulting soon. That's next after we cover our basics.
Yay!
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and sprint. Go. And break. Got 3 more to go.
I miss running, like actually running that in a stabilized position.
3, 2, 1, go. And stop. 2 more to go.
There's a lot of sprints.
It is. Well, we did 5 last time, so we're doing more this time.
Does that mean that they're gonna do more next time? Are we just gonna forever do more until we get to like 100%?
No.
sprints?
3, 2, 1, go. And stop. And we have our last one coming up next.
I can lip sync instead of break into actual song.
Just sing for us.
No.
Oh, finally, she doesn't want to sing.
Because
5,
you always sing like
4,
that singer.
3, 2, 1, and go. Come on, last one. Keep pumping your knees. Keep moving your arms. And stop. Good. Nice job.
Duh.
I just thought you were a bad singer, so I'm just giving you a hard time. Okay, so now we're going to do a 1 foot arm circle to a 2 foot straight jump, okay? So she's going to stand on 1 foot here, okay? She's gonna stand on her hurdle foot and then hurdle to a 2 foot landing, finishing her arm circle, do it slower. Just do it. So she's gonna go stop, circle backwards, down, forwards, up. Okay, so when we do our arm circle, that is the position that our arms are gonna move through, okay? And do it one more time, please. She hurdles, ready?
Slow?
No, you can just go a little faster. She's hurdling off her left foot and then jumping to a 2 foot landing and then sticking, okay? That is your step, hurdle, and punch action on the board for vault, okay? Once again, when she's hurdling, she has her right leg up in front of her because that's her good leg. She's hurdling off her bad leg. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it onto an object. So she's going to start back there. We're going to move it so you can see where she lands a little bit. Okay, so she's going to make it so you can take 2 steps and circle, punch, and up we go. Okay, so she's taking a couple steps. She's doing her same 1-footed hurdle there, okay? And then arm circling, punching, and going up onto an object. If you have a panel mat, so this is an open panel mat, obviously, as you can see. But if you have a panel mat, take that one and put it in front of the bed, sideways. If you have a panel mat at home, you could use this kind of as a board, put it right across the bed like that, on the ground. It was loud. Move it in, move it all the way across.
Oh, is this my springboard?
That's your springboard.
Yay!
Okay, so gonna take a couple steps. She's gonna hurdle, punch off the panel mat, land on the bed. 1, 2, circle, punch. Good, just don't go through the ceiling.
That's why I have to put my arms down here instead of all the way up.
Beware of things that are above you. For instance, we have to be aware of this fan, okay? So make sure that you're aware of, like, if you're using a wall, make sure that there's no pictures on it. If you're deciding to, like, do a cartwheel along a wall or a handstand along a wall, you gotta watch for pictures. If you are jumping up in the air doing handstands, watch for fans, okay? So now she's going to do the same thing, but she's going to add a straight jump. So she's going to go straight jump, and then land up there, okay? So the first straight jump is going to be down, straight jump, up, punch, punch, up, okay? Just like that. All right, and remember, once again, all of these exercises that we're doing for the hurdling, punching, jumping, vaulting, we're doing 5 reps, okay? With the exception of the running stuff, that was live. I want the rest of it, though, I want it to be 5 reps. Okay, so 5 of those, 5 of the straight jump sticks. And then we're gonna go to doing our forward roll vaults over our bed. Okay, so. No, you should be fine. So go over there.
Sit.
So go over there. So she's just gonna go step, arm circle, punch, and she's gonna do a forward roll across the bed. If you're spotting them, you're gonna spot by their stomach. Okay, you're gonna spot their stomach and lift their legs. Okay. Do one more time. Good, just like that. Okay. So that is the way we're going to do our handstand forward roll. Make sure that you're pushing up on their stomach if you're spotting them and you're helping their legs get over. Okay, so our last exercise is going to be the handstand flat back. So once again, we're going to use the bed because it's a big, nice pillow that most people have. Maybe you want to use a couch or some couch cushions on the floor or a bunch of blankets all piled up, something like that. Something that's similar to a mat, a soft mat. So I'm going to kick up to a handstand and I'm going to spot her and then we're going to push her onto the back. Okay, and I'm just here just to make sure that if she did fall backwards, I got her by her shoulder. She can't go anywhere. Okay. So she's safe. All right. So we're going to do 5 of those step kick handstand flatbacks. I would try to tell you guys to do the vault itself with the handstand flatback, but I don't think that's going to be happening without a springboard. Okay. The rest of the things that we did today, we covered about as much as you can do without a springboard on vault. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend, and we'll see you next week. All right. Thanks.